Good morning. I am Miss ABeltran from FSUU Morelos campus. I am teaching junior high school and senior high school mathematics. I am also a member of the Basic Education Ad Hoc Committee and is an FSUU Learn trainer. Allow me to show to you a sample lesson for grade 12 math. The first thing that you have to do is to log in to FSUU Learn using your Urios G Suite account. Once logged in, search for the class or the subject that you would like to study for the day. Let us go and explore the pre-calculus class for grade 12 STEM. So I'm going to search for the pre-calculus class. Let's click on the class. After you have clicked on the class, you will be directed to the student's landing page, which is the welcome page. In this page, you will see the overview on the topics that will be discussed in pre-calculus. If you are done reading the content of the welcome page and is now ready to start learning, you just have to click on lessons found on the left navigation pane or left navigation bar. By clicking so, you will be directed to the pre-calculus lessons that were uploaded in FSUU Learn by your subject teacher. Lessons in FSUU Learn has its own tile with a picture, title, and description. You will also see the progress in which you have done in each lesson. Lessons are configured in a manner that they can only be completed in order, which means that you can't open the lessons on circles without completing the introduction to conic sections. Now, let us see what is inside the lesson on conic sections by clicking on the first lesson tile. On the left side of the screen, you will see the outline of the sections for this particular lesson. In this outline, you will notice that there are 4 content pages or sections where you may view learning materials such as pictures, videos, and files. There are also discussion boards, practice exercises, and evaluation that you would have to answer before completing the lesson. The first section is the Engage section. In this section, a greeting is posted with an instruction to proceed to the discussion board to share your thoughts on questions anchored in the saying, "Mathematics is everywhere." Once you are done reading, you can now click on the green button at the top of the screen with the words, "Continue." You will then be led to activity number 1, discussion board. A discussion board in FSUU Learn is an assignment used to allow students to express their thoughts based on given questions or prompts. By the way, please don't get overwhelmed when you see that there are 5 to 10 assignments in a lesson, because assignment is just the general term for assessment, meaning these assignments are comprised of both graded and non-graded assessment, which can be compared to oral recitations and seat work in a traditional classroom setting. But you have to take note that these assignments have due dates. This would mean that after a set period of time, you will no longer be able to access certain assignments. But rest assured, your teachers will be giving you ample time to submit your assignments and finish your lessons. FSUU Learn will also remind you of the assignments that are to be accomplished. Going back, in a discussion board, you just have to read the instructions given to you. In this case, I would have to look at the pictures and think of mathematical concepts that they remind me of. Once I have formulated my answer, I would just have to scroll down, click on See Discussion, and click on the Post button. Students could even send in replies on the answers sent by their classmates. This will allow students to interact with their classmates and even with their teacher. Once you're done, click on Continue. We are now at the Explore section. In this section, activities will be given for you to use your process skills. For example, you are instructed to watch a 7-minute video on the introduction to conic sections and is expected to take note of the answers to these following questions. When you are done watching the video, you can now proceed to the next section by clicking Continue. We are now in activity number 2, where you will be answering the same questions that you were told to take note of while watching the video. This assignment is in a form of a quiz. For emphasis, assignment is just a general term for assessments and activities conducted in FSU Learn. They can either be graded or non-graded. You can view the details at the right side of the screen for more information on the given assignment, such as the maximum score, due date, and number of attempts. If you are ready to answer the quiz, click on Take Quiz. Assuming that you have now answered the quiz, you could either proceed to the next section or opt to continue learning in another day. That is actually the beauty of asynchronous learning, because you can have a flexible learning schedule that can suit your availability and the availability of the devices that you are using. The only thing that you have to make sure of is that you get to accomplish the assignments given to you within the ample date range given to you by your teacher. Hoping that that is clear, let us now proceed to the Explain section. Let us click Continue. In this section, resources or supplementary materials may be given to you by your teachers to better understand the lesson. These resources could be web pages, videos, audio recordings, Word document, slide presentation, PDF file, and more. Resources uploaded in FSU Learn could either be viewed directly on the same page you are on or download them for offline viewing or reading. In this case, the files have been embedded as PDF files in this section, meaning you can directly view the file without the need to download it. Once you have read files or viewed the videos provided by your teacher, you can now proceed to the next activity, which is a practice exercise based on the learning material given to you in the previous section. Supposing you have answered the practice exercise, you can now go to the Elaborate section. Let's click on Continue. In this section, you are again provided a file on the application of conic sections in real life, which will give you information that you can use in answering the prompts in the discussion board. This discussion board is for students to recognize the importance of mathematical concepts, such as the concept of conical sections in various disciplines. Let us now proceed to the next section. For generalization, the students will be tasked to summarize what they have learned in this lesson. Supposing you are done sharing what you have learned, click on Continue. The next section is Evaluate. This section is for assessing whether or not you were able to learn the supposed learning outcomes for this lesson. Oftentimes, this section will be containing a quiz, a performance task, or an output that you should submit. As for this example, a 25-minute quiz is given and then you just have to answer it based on the lesson that was given to you by your teacher. But if you are not yet ready to answer the quiz, you can always go to the previous section to review on some points that are not yet clear to you. Or you can contact your teacher via the messaging feature of FSU Learn. Once you have completed all sections and have answered the assignments, Congratulations! You have now finished one lesson. You can now visit other lessons from your other enrolled classes or proceed to the next lesson for pre-calculus once it is available. That ends my lesson presentation, and please take note that lessons may be presented in different ways depending on your teacher's teaching approach. Nonetheless, students and parents can be assured that the content and activities in the lessons uploaded in FSU Learn are carefully crafted to help the students meet the intended learning outcomes. Thank you.